People are not liking my Star Wars treat. They're not fans.
I like the sound that made.
Mm-hmm. Get it right. Get your hair right.
I might keep breaking out
The
behind
little-
my glasses because of all the face grease it stores up.
The new Pokemon character starts off with hair like that.
Which
hair
one?
situation in this new Pokemon game. The main character.
Oh.
They start with like a default hair.
No, I went in for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
They modeled it.
And you're hurting for money? Pokemon doesn't pay.
Oh no, I did it for free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They said Pokemon. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah. No, I'll come in. What do you guys want me to do? And then I was gone. They're like, oh, we already got it. Bye. Anyways.
Turns out it was for yen, so the amount of zeros is a different situation.
Well, who's the guy with the Pokemon head?
Cool.
Well, it's worth asking now.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the Pokeball head?
He's like a mascot in front of the stadiums.
That's not his skin.
No.
His skin doesn't look like that.
No. It's like a mascot head.
I mean, it's not the craziest question. There's Pokemon in that world. There's like not like one weird looking dude.
There's not like a Poke dude.
Yeah, like they bring rocks to life. Like there could be a guy that looks like that.
We don't know.
Because like there's eyes on the outside.
Yes.
Do they blink?
But there's like Hamburglar eyes. You know what I mean?
That's not what the hamburger looks like.
No.
In the real world, that's
Yeah,
not what he looks like.
Grimace, you know.
Grimace
Fake
isn't
ass-
real.
What?
Well, they hire the people that look like Mickey Mouses to play Mickey Mouse. That's what I assumed.
Where are they hiding them?
Where they at Disneyland? They keep them in there. They don't come
Cages.
out. Being rude, being threatened like that. I don't know what that means. Kevin, I think you're. While we appreciate you being here, I think there's a show you need to go watch. Don't worry, it's the good place. Everything's fine. Everything's
fine.
Apparently, when they do like season 2, it's everything's great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
everything's fine.
Yeah,
Everything's
it's
great.
great.
Everything's way better.
Do you want to come in or do you want to sit there? I'll just make the decision for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Good call. Like you don't have to make one decision in
Yeah.
your life. It's great. Anyways, watch the show, Kevin. God, don't make me swear. All right, here we go. That's a better clap because that's when we actually started.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
I'm DJ Woldridge.
We're talking about The Mandalorian, so sit down, zip it, and let's talk about it. But please comment down below. We like when you do that.
Zip.
Sit it, zip it, and begin it.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, The Sin.
Yeah.
Sinin's bad. The battle of the Mandalorian returns to his client for his reward.
What if that was chapter 3? Sinin's bad.
Sinin in no good. This, of course, stars Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian,
Yes.
and he went ahead and spoiled his name. I forgot what it was. Because it's star...
No.
Mhm. Pretty good. Mr. Jin Mandalorian. Mandalorian's my name, and Mandalorian's my game.
Yeah, so this episode begins with him making it back to not Tatooine, whatever planet this is.
Where it's got like... No, it's not Tatooine.
Yeah, because he went to the one desert planet, and then he went to the
It has
back
everything
to.
that Tatooine has, but
Yeah.
it's not Tatooine.
But then he went to the other desert planet with the Jawas, which was not Tatooine either.
But even though it has everything Tatooine
Everything
has,
has.
it's not Tatooine.
It's not Tatooine.
Deserts
I
are cheap
want-
to shoot in.
I want one joke that it's like, yeah, like 80% of the habitable planets are deserts in this galaxy.
Why isn't there one Christmas planet?
Great question.
could say Hoth
it's
is.
Life Day. One Life, Day, planet.
planet.
They just celebrate Life Day year round.
Yeah, like planets are diverse. They have multiple ecosystems.
Yeah, but don't tell that to any sci-fi property ever.
Where's the water on this desert planet?
It
Why would
doesn't
anyone live
exist.
there?
That's why you have water farmers.
Moisture farms.
Sorry.
We just got reamed
In the comments.
comments.
There's 50 comments about that. So anyway, he's back to not Tatooine with Baby Yoda, and I know everybody's like, "What's it's not Yoda? It's the
It's
What-
Yaddle.
We don't. It could be a
Baby
girl.
Baby Yaddle.
Baby Yaddle.
Get a rattle for this Yaddle.
Exactly. Yeah, he takes it back, and then he's like, well, he takes it to. Well, first he goes
The
back
client.
to Carl Weathers, and I did like the bit with Carl Weathers where he's like, all these people hate you, but I'm stoked about what you're doing because I got paid too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, of course you're making it sound like you're being generous, like, but you just you got paid too.
Well, just remember, I'm your friend here.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl Weathers is great.
He's awesome. Still bummed that we can't find a way to get him into the Creed franchises, like a dream.
As a ghost.
Yeah, exactly. Force
You
Ghost.
have to fight the clone of your dad. but he aged. But he aged the same amount as your dad.
We had to try and age him up to be your dad's age, and then we just overshot a little bit.
Yeah, it's a weird fear from the 90s of cloning. So, yeah, we're fighting your dad. Ah! But he was raised by...
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, there you go. And now it's back round.
Well, let's bring back Clubber. I think it's Clubber Lang, Mr. T's character from the third one. He raised the clone of your dad.
It's all confusing.
Yeah. So none of that has to do with the Mandalorian. Then he goes back to Werner Herzog,
the client,
who has. I'm sorry, that's Werner Herzog. He's pan-dimensional. This is him in this universe.
Yeah, this is just like him existing in multiple realities at the same time.
The Jack Reacher franchise, and our universe, and Parks and Rec and our universe, and he has all that. What is Beskar is the alloy that he's using for payment, and it's in the ice cream maker. There's a meme of a guy from Empire Strikes Back that's leaving Cloud City that has this. He's carrying this thing, and it's become a thing on the internet, and that's the device that the Beskar is in. So maybe that was. It's like the briefcase in Fargo, or when people think the suitcase from Pulp Fiction is the same suitcase from Reservoir Dogs. Maybe that was a thing of Beskar.
Worth putting it out
Empire
there.
Strikes Back. I'm going to choose to believe that now.
Also, I smell a thumbnail. Anyways, that's how it works. Kids. Yeah. No. So, and immediately you're getting doubts from the Mandalorian when it comes to giving back Baby Yaddle. And the cutest is having it take the little ball and like try to eat it or whatever it's trying to do. His console joystick controller.
I will say at first I was like, what? You can just unscrew pieces of the, and then I was like, actually. Having a home now, like when you're a kid, you think everything's like way more sturdy than it is, and you're like, when you grow up, you're like, oh, all this is just held together by duct tape and dreams. You know what I mean? Like
and prayers.
Yeah. So it's like, never mind. That probably would just screw off.
He just put the shit back together.
That's true.
It's like loose teeth in there.
I wish when he was flying, it was just rattling around. And you're like, don't fall apart.
Don't open the door. Don't walk into the hole of this ship right now. It's not so safe. But I really liked his interactions with the other Mandalorians because we did meet before the Armorer.
Yeah.
There's another word that Americans probably have a hard time saying, like horror.
Yeah.
But I like the Armorer. But there's been a criticism online that I've seen, and I believe you tweeted out something similar to it. If I just want to dive into it a little bit, where it has been very clearly apparent so far that there have been no female characters or actresses on screen in any way for the first 3 episodes of this series, and that's. While I think this for me, I'm very much enjoying this show, but it is a criticism that like the only female character we're getting is someone that will never take off their mask or their outfit in any way.
Baby Yoda's Baby Yaddle.
But even then, it's like
I know. I think what makes it stand out more for me is seeing everybody online being like, "This is absolutely what Star Wars was meant to be forever and ever," and it just makes me think about the backlash. To the Force Awakens and Last Jedi. Not that I think those movies are immune to criticism, but I think there's criticism that's warranted, and then stuff that's dumb. And so it just makes you wonder, like, I don't know, man.
I don't know either, but it's just disappointing. But I do know that. If you could correct me on her name, who is going to be joining the show? Who's
Gina Carano.
Thank you. And she's great, and I love her, and she's very funny. But like
you pointed out when we were talking about this before the show that like the IG-11 was supposed to be a big deal, and he literally showed up for like 10
minutes. He's on
minutes.
the poster on the app.
Yeah, he's like 10 minutes of an episode. So like, who knows?
He could come back. It's a robot.
It is a robot. A version of him could come back, but it's like, who knows how much. I mean, I would almost bet she's going to show up for an episode. I'd be very interested in the idea of, I think for me, one of the better parts of sci-fi adventure shows is the crew of the ship. Well, usually they're on ships, and that crew adds a really interesting dynamic. It's one of the best parts of every Star Trek franchise. It's one of the best parts of Firefly. So it'd be cool if now that he's on the run, he like picks up a bunch of weirdos and fun people that are on this adventure with him as he's trying to escape the Empire. And so maybe she could be a more regular part of the series, but I feel like that's not likely at this point.
My optimism says that she's probably going to be a bigger part of the series. Based on her response to the show so far, it's like she seems very involved and very excited to be a part of it. That being said, she could just... I think we're tangenting now, but I did want to mention it because it is a criticism going around, and I think it's a valid one because it's been 3 weeks, or actually only two weeks, 2-ish weeks since launch, and it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
That being said, I still very much enjoyed this episode, and I really enjoyed the Mandalorian. And this started because I was mentioning meeting the other Mandalorians, where I like that it wasn't just the armorer. Of course, this armorer is working with other Mandalorians, and this is basically their base. And the core of other bounty hunters are here, and they operate here as well. The Mandalorians just chose to hunker down here and build their armor. And man, does his new armor look sleek and shiny.
Yeah, it's all
he used so much of that stuff to make.
I do have questions about like how much of that and that case could go into that armor. It's like I don't.
Well, then they used it for the ammo as well.
And then there's more left over for other people. And I'm like, what? Because I don't know if that's enough for all that armor, but whatever. Who am I to say?
Yeah, you never put one of those together yourself.
Yeah, that is very true.
What's your cosplaying background?
Slim Pickens.
Queen and Slim.
Yeah, Queen and Slim Pickens.
The review's out soon.
Go check that out. And so and he also runs into the big cranky Mandalorian that we see later has a Gatling gun, and I would like the action figure of that Mandalorian. He looked pretty cool.
And also I like the criticism because it's like this tight-knit family community religion. There's an inner working infrastructure that casual Star Wars fans are not privy to.
Yeah.
And the more we get to watch the show, the more we get to learn about it, and especially when we get to the finale of this episode, because we can just talk about this willy-nilly. Yeah. I like seeing them stand with their brother in arms and not with this community that they're around that's turning against them. That for some reason he is choosing to break the code of these bounty hunters to save this child. Yeah. Baby Yaddle. And you don't know if he wants to be called Baby Yaddle or not. She wants to be called Baby Yaddle. Yeah. We'll have to figure it out. I liked seeing them in support, and also finally we got the jetpacks.
They got the jetpacks.
He needs one of those.
Classic one-liner. I need to give me one of those.
Yeah, who does? Yeah. I see that every time I see a jetpack.
I gotta give me one of those.
I gotta give me one of those.
Yeah. So
he's also in they're like, you still fly that ship? Like, how are you getting around with that? And he just put it back together. Get yourself a jetpack in case it blows up in the middle of the air.
And he is about ready to leave, go off and pick up another bounty, and of course he goes back to because this is an HBO where they put dogs in microwaves and have fetus legs.
Check out our Watchmen reviews.
Yeah. So they're not going to let him just cook Baby Yoda / Yaddle. So he goes back to save it, which the back half of the episode is an extended action sequence, which
cool.
It was cool. It wasn't quite as smooth as the action sequences in the last episode, I don't think.
Oh, I super enjoyed all of it. The director for this episode was Deborah Cho, who also worked on Better Call Saul and Mr. Robot.
Deborah
Chow, thank you. And she is unbelievable. I thought she did an amazing job with this episode. And it's also cool because it's the first female director that we've had for Star Wars anything.
Let's get one on a main one, huh?
Yeah.
Go on.
It's not that hard.
We had to dump Jurassic World guy, and we're like, I guess we got to go back to J.J. Abrams. I mean, what other options are there?
Yeah, the Rolodex is so small.
Yeah.
But that being said, she did a very good job, and I actually truly enjoyed the back half of this. It is quite harrowing to watch him cook a stormtrooper alive with that flame, because it's more the screams are not so abstract where it's like someone unloading like lasers onto a battlefield and you hear like screams and people are floating through the air and everything. This is just like him just cooking someone in front of him.
On fire.
It might be the most... Arms get cut off and limbs get cut off all the time in this universe. But everything gets sealed up.
Yeah.
That's not how skin works.
Yeah, it gets instantly cauterized.
The show doesn't make any sense now. Yeah, anyways.
Wait a second, throw the whole franchise in the trash. Instant cauterization, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he getting cooked like that was quite harrowing.
Yeah.
And I did like our doctor, played by Ahmed Abtai, Dr. Pershing.
Yeah.
I like seeing... I mean, I just liked his personality in the first episode. He felt more nefarious.
He was also in American Gods. Nice. Yeah.
And I now recognize him from the Jinn sequence.
Yes.
I liked this. I liked having him in the show. We're probably not going to see him again, just being totally candid.
I mean, somebody's got to explain what's going on with Baby Yoda.
We do learn more about what the new government is, the new republic.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not going to last. It's like, because we know that everything turns to poop. Everything turns to poop again.
Yeah.
If anything, it's worse.
Yeah. Pretty quickly. They didn't piece it back together all the well, but hey, you know what? Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of wiggle room to tell a new story, which is pretty fun. So you get some.
Yeah. So yeah, and then yeah, he escapes. I did like the sequence when everybody's dongle, everybody's little dongle starts going off, and they chase him out.
He tries to get that droid to take him away.
Yeah.
Hey man, earlier a different planet, but you weren't so keen on working with droids, and now you're asking for help.
Yeah.
They talk, man.
When it's funny because the droids are like they're basically another species, and that droid gets cooked basically.
Yeah.
Trying to help him. So I don't blame the droid for not wanting to
help him
out. Yeah.
Man, baby Yoda is really cute. Seeing him in that little like wrapped cloth, I'm like, oh please.
Yeah, with that little football with cloth wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Just, like running around.
I like in some scenes where it's like when he picks up like clearly a stuffed animal. And it's like, whoa!
Yeah.
And then later it's clearly like a CG creature, and I think they do a good job bringing that CG to life.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gatling gun Mandalorian is
He's pretty cool.
High on the list of Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda as well. Mm-hmm. I want Baby Yoda.
I like when everybody was like, "Wait, they're gonna release Baby Yoda toys." It's like, yeah, man.
Why else would he be? Let's be honest. New ship. It's
you think Star Wars and Disney were like, wait, is there a merchandise opportunity here? Wait,
we didn't even think about. I guess we could scratch them together really quick.
Yeah, we'll figure it out before the holiday season.
Yeah, did Star Wars Day already pass? Where like they annihilate Walmarts all across the country? Not Toys R Us anymore. R.I.P.
Yeah,
that's probably saved Toys R Us a lot of time. A lot of time and money.
Isn't Toys R Us supposed to be coming back or something?
It's like a lounge area. Like that's what kids want.
Get a drink. I remember back in my day, you were able to get Legos in this section.
I really like that the Disney Plus app has now had a resume function that's now back on, so I can pick up right where I left off. That was not working for the first week. They're getting there, and this
we'll have a whole podcast episode coming up about Disney Plus, but like a lot of people were very hard on like new stuff is going. It's like, well, imagine if Netflix had to roll out Netflix.
Stranger
built
Things
over time. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you had all eyes on your app just as your. I mean, HBO Max is going to have the same burden now.
Netflix Online was like an afterthought for a while.
Yeah, and
I didn't think about it.
Then it built, and then it slowly from ground up, where everybody started jumping on, but they had time to build out. It's not like they rolled out what we know as Netflix. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Disney, of course, Disney Plus struggled. HBO Max is going to have the same problems.
Netflix is struggling. They've been for a couple of years. But so. They've been in billions of dollars.
But I'm also not like, I'm not the most like, not tech savvy, but like zoomed in on that stuff. It's like, it played. I turned it on, and I didn't have any issues.
And I like the interface.
App, so,
it worked fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have any either. That being said, when it comes to this episode, I'm excited to see where we go from here. That means we've kind of ditched both planets we've been to so far. There's no reason for the Mandalorian to really go back to the Jawa planet because there's... Mm-hmm. He made a friend.
Yeah.
But he lives in a shed, basically.
That's not I guess everybody... You can't go back to where you picked up the Baby Yoda. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
where he was being kept under a lock and key and guns. Yeah, you shouldn't go back there. Yeah. The base is compromised. You blew it. And so he's going to need to go somewhere else. And also the Mandalorians are going to have to make a new base. So I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
And the more upgrades to the costume, because I liked the multicolor aspects of the Boba Fett. And I'm excited to learn more about like how we can alter this costume because like now you got the base set up. You had first it was like boring, now you got silver, now you had the paint job.
Yeah, I agree with that because it's like Captain America's shield where it's like the base is that metal and then they spray paint the American flag on there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he'll have an American flag.
With
fireworks that come out of his jetpack when he flies. Yeah, two, dude.
All right, so what would you rate this episode of The Mandalorian?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the diversity in perspectives when it comes to the directing styles of the multiple episodes. Like there have been moments where you're able to see them capturing their take on this story, even though it is a clean, cohesive story from Jon Favreau, and I think they're doing a good job so far. It's like they're setting the table, and everything I've learned so far I enjoy and I appreciate. And I think the only criticism was that like this fight was a little too dark for me to catch everything, but. It wasn't like or Game of Thrones season 8. It wasn't like where I just physically couldn't see what was happening on the screen. So overall, I give it 8.9 out of 10. Cool. I really enjoyed it.
I'd give it like a B-. I'd give it an 8. I think visually, it's fun and entertaining. I just think a lot of the dialogue's kind of like clunky B-grade sci-fi. Like you want to go to the Twilight bathhouse, and it's like whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, you've never been. You don't know.
I don't. You know what? I don't know. That's to be fair. I don't know. And the story is predictable to the point of being boring for me. So we'll see.
Did you see the Mandalorians coming to help their Mandalorian
Yeah,
friend?
100. But the second they were like, we're not, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and
Wouldn't it have been good if they flown up? It's like, yeah, and then they just like start opening fire on Baby Yoda. No, no, get his armor. They like scrounge on him like rats to like pizza. And it's like, God. I'm just saying, we're pitching different shows here.
He's throwing it out there. Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can. I don't know. I'd like to see the show add a little bit of depth to its storytelling because it feels like a little too focused on the Star Wars iconography or homaging like different samurai and westerns. This one we got a little bit of Hard Boiled where he's trying to keep the baby away in the shootout. You know what I mean? It's a little too beholden to other things, and I'm kind of hoping the show kind of starts to invest more in its own rhythm and maybe like add some depth to the Mandalorian himself and to what's going on there. And we do get a flashback to, I guess his family was killed during the initial end of Revenge of the Sith because we see a super droid murdering a bunch of people, which it was cool to see, like, because ever since Disney got the franchise, it's like, oh, throw all that stuff in the trash. It was cool to see something from the original trilogy show up. It was a different kind of like visual cue. Mm-hmm. But it's like having, oh no, his family died. Like that's standard issue dark past stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping we get to we shake it up a little bit.
Ludwig Göransson, your composition in this, your musical composition in this series, it continues to astound me. I'm a big fan of what you do.
It's a good score.
And the little do 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 do. It's like it sounds like a beacon out in space, but also when they use the horn for it, you get this kind of feeling of fellowship for the Mandalorians, and you kind of feel this like religious undertone as well as that kind of like Western feel because we're on so many desert planets. There's a lot of legwork going into the show to make it as good as it is for myself, and I think he is a big part of why I'm enjoying the show so much. But also Pedro Pascal, you're doing a great job, dude. Every time he speaks, I'm like, I might have a crush. I'm smitten with this Mandalorian.
No.
He'd kill me quick. He'd throw me right out of the ship. But hey, how quickly do you think he'd kill you? Let us know in the comments down below. Do you think Baby Yoda's going to accidentally kill somebody? Could happen.
Yeah.
Baby, it's always kid with superpowers like, and lift him 50 feet in the air and
blood
drop.
just starts shooting out of the armor.
It's going to happen if you don't train them right.
Gotta.
But let us know what you think in the comments down below. Also, make sure you check out our podcast every Monday. We're talking about Disney Plus this week. Don't miss it. And also new reviews coming out every single week. Enjoy them and join us for Watchmen over at patreon.com/onlystupid answers. Sundays watch-alongs. And then we do live reviews where we want to hear your guys' thoughts on what's happening so far with the DC adaptation. DJ?
Yes.
Where can people find you?
At DJ Talks Trash. Sam?
At Sam Basher. At Only Stupid Answers.
Yank out the vowels from stupid.
On Twitter. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Clip, clip. All right.